Hi everyone. Today we've just got a short mobility sequence really targeting your whole sort of upper part of your back and shoulders. Really good if you get stiff shoulders or upper back, or particularly if you work at a desk. I'm here in the amazingly beautiful West Sussex in England. It's been a lovely day here, hence my very attractive sunburn lines. Let's get going. Okay, we're going to start either in kneeling or sitting. I'm kneeling. Twist to one side. Just hold that stretch. You've got one hand on the floor, one hand on your knee, looking over your shoulder, and swap. Now with all these stretches, just breathe normally through them and swap again. Really look over your shoulder and swap sides again. Now the next is a side stretch. So come back to the middle, place your left hand on the ground and stretch your right arm right up and over. And change sides. So now right arm on the ground, left arm right up and over by your ear. And again, swap sides. You should really feel a lovely side stretch all the way up the side of your body. And swap sides again. It's really nice just to keep the movement flowing. Back to the middle. Now, if you next come onto your hands and knees, we're going to go through some cat-cows. So round the spine. And extend the spine, look up in front of you and just swap between those two positions. Your rounded back, tucking your chin in, and your extended back, looking up at the ceiling. And you can see that I'm just sort of rocking a little bit in both positions as well. You can also circle it round like I'm doing now. So rather than just going through flexion and extension, you just circle it round, which is really nice for your back. Whatever feels nice with all these stretches, you don't have to do exactly what I'm doing. Just whatever feels good is doing good. And back to the middle. Next, lift your right arm up to the ceiling and look up. Now thread it underneath. Try and get your right shoulder to touch the floor. And then again, lift the right arm up, look up at your hand. And thread it under. Try and get that shoulder blade to touch the floor. Keep going a few more times. So this is really working on the rotation of your middle back. So the biggest stretch you're going to feel here is somewhere sort of around that middle back section, maybe around the shoulder blades, around the back of your ribs. Keep going at your own pace. And back to the middle. Let's swap. Left arm up and thread it underneath. Try and drive the left shoulder towards the floor. And again, lift. And drive it down. You can see that my left shoulder doesn't actually quite reach the floor there, which is absolutely fine. With all these stretches, like I said, you just go through what feels right for you in the range that you're able to do. It doesn't matter how far you can go. As long as you're feeling the stretch, you're doing your body good. Okay, let's come back to the middle and just sit back onto your knees, hips down onto your feet into your child's pose. Okay, now see if you can join your hands, lower your elbows onto the floor, bend your elbows, and try to touch the back of your neck with your hands. Just straighten the arms and bend a few more times. The more narrow your elbows are, the more stretch you will get here. We're stretching through your triceps and slightly through the shoulders as well. All right, let's come back to the middle. Okay, down onto our front. We're about to go through some cobra stretches, which is all about back extension. So hands down by your shoulders. Gently push your arms straighter until you're looking up towards the sky. You can shift your hips side to side as I'm doing here if you like, if it feels nice, and lower. So each one of these, just hold for a couple of seconds at the top, then lower back down. Now if this is really uncomfortable on your back, just walk your hands further out forward. That's a less intense stretch, or even just prop onto your forearms and elbows. You don't have to straighten your arms. Just go with what feels right for you. And extending your back is really important to try and help counteract some of the prolonged sitting that we tend to do in the sort of modern day and age. Now, if you spread your arms out straight by your shoulders, lift up your right leg, bend it, rotate it over the back of you and try and touch the floor. And swap sides. Left leg, over you go, back, try and touch the floor behind you with your toe. A few more on each side. We're not holding the stretches for very long, we're using the movement to mobilize the joints. Now again, if your foot doesn't reach the floor, not the end of the world, you just go for whatever you can. So now we're combining the extension of the spine with the rotation. Again, any pain or pinchiness, either just take a rest or just do a smaller version of the stretch. You keep it in what feels right for you. Last one on each side. All right. So next, coming up onto your right knee with your left leg out to the side. Place your right hand down and stretch your left arm right up by your ear. Rotate, tap the floor, rotate back again, back to the middle, and finally that right arm comes up by the ear. And again, right hand goes down, left arm up by the ear, twist, tap the floor, back to the middle, up, and right arm comes up and over in that side stretch. Lovely, and again. This is such a nice one for all those muscles down the side of your body, your lateral spinal muscles, muscles around your hips. Okay, and again, just breathe normally through this stretch. Just enjoy it. Okay, so now if we come down onto our knees again, place your hands behind your head and just simply rotate to the right. And then see if you can side bend in that position and come back to the middle, to the left. Side bend in that position and to the middle. Rotate, side bend. Now swing it all the way around in a big circular movement. And to the left, all the way around in a big circular movement. The circle is going to be as big as feels right for you. If your back is quite stiff or if you're dealing with any pain, it might be quite a small circle. That's fine. If your knees aren't loving this, you can sit cross-legged, you can sit on a chair, whatever works for you. Okay, so now let's go through our other side. So we're on our left knee, right leg out, left arm down, right arm comes up and over, twist, tap the floor, back to the middle, up, and left arm comes up by the ear. And again, left arm down, right arm up, twist, tap the floor. Back to the middle, up, and left arm up as we stretch the left side. And again, last few. Okay, so finishing up there. Now next we're going to stretch the neck, but what increases the stretch is if we link our hands behind our back. So if your shoulders will allow, link your hands as I'm doing so and try and pull your arms back from your body. Now in that position, I want you to side bend your head to one side. Roll it down and over to the other side. And again in the other direction, you're going to side bend. You're going to roll it down. And you're going to go to the other side. Now any neck movement that feels good for you is fine here. So you could just go side to side. You could rotate. You could go up and down. If the shoulders linking the hands behind the back is too much, then just simply take them down by your side. But what it does is it just opens up the front of the shoulders. Okay, next, come and lie down onto your back. We're going to have our arms out like a T shape, left leg straight, right leg crossed up and over, and ideally resting on the floor on your left side, if not as close as you can get it. Now, slide that right arm up along the floor, over in an arc shape to meet your left arm, and retrace that arc shape as you go back to where you started. And again, trying your best to keep your right hand on the floor, up, over by your ear in an arc shape to touch your left arm and back the way you came. This is quite a big stretch, so if your right knee doesn't reach the floor or if your right arm doesn't reach the floor, doesn't matter. You go through your own range. This is one of my favourite stretches because it really opens up all of the spine right from the upper part all the way down to that right hip. such a nice movement. Okay, we're now going to change sides. So let's swap legs. The right leg is now straight. The left leg is crossed up and over onto the right side of the floor. Now with your left arm, slide it up. Try your best to keep it on the floor. Rotate, touch your right hand, and back again. Now this does require some shoulder mobility as well. So if you have problems with your shoulders or just stiff shouldered, you might find that this is quite tough, or maybe you just feel a huge stretch in your shoulder or chest rather than your back itself. That's fine. There are obviously areas that need to be stretched. So if you're getting a stretch in the shoulder rather than the back, it's still beneficial. Just keep breathing through normally. This is our last one. And back to where you started. Okay, now on to our last stretch. We're going to be seated now. So come on up to sitting with your legs straight out in front of you. If you can't sit with straight legs, allow them to bend. Reach your arms up, hinge forward at the hips. Try your best to reach your toes or as far down your legs as you can. Hold and breathe. Now we're going to circle our arms back to where we started. So we're going to circle them down, round and up, lift up, hinge forward to the toes and breathe. Circling round, up, forward and down. See if you can reach a little bit further than you did last time. Nice steady breaths and rest. Well done. Thank you so much for watching and joining in with me. Hope you feel as limber as I do now. If you really like this, please give this video a lovely thumbs up and please subscribe. It would really help this channel to grow. And leave a comment down below with whatever you would like me to do. You know, any mobility sequences, Pilates sequences, any particular injuries that you could do with some really healthy movement to improve. Thank you very much. Hope to see you next time. Bye.